With an overpair to the board, Scott's got a better two pair with jacks and deuces. He's looking to make a value bet. His hand is well disguised.
Fires 6,200.
Scott's been slow playing, and all of a sudden he leaves out. It should be a red flag for Vanessa.
She's got chips.
I want to raise, but I can't.
Call.
Jacks.
Nice hand.
Siever wins a pot of more than 19,000.
Scott made a nice value bet and got paid.
Really thought you were about to say, I want to raise, so I raise. I was gonna be like, oh man.
For some reason, Vanessa's not as amused as Scott is by that.
And the rich get richer.
How much are you winning? About? Approximately? What do you think?
I don't know if I am.
You're not winning anymore? Uh-oh. You know what that means?
Loose cannon time.
Yeah.
Aaron is currently down 1.5 blinds.
It's within like 400 chips.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Whatever it is, it's close.
Within 400 chips? I'll take the under.
400 chips.
I like your side.
Well, the man to Aaron's left gets us started this hand. Lex with Jack 7 suited. Raises to 1,500. Vanessa folds. Daniel folds. Scott. 6-4. He's out. Ace-10 suited for Todd in the small blind. Calls.
Thought you were going to raise.
No, I mean, I can't. That's...
Yeah.
King-Queen for the loose cannon.
Should be an easy defend from the big blind.
Wah-wah-wee-wah.
How about a re-raise to 5,400?
He just squeezed an under-the-gun raise and a call from the tightest player at the table. I think the loose cannon may have just gone nutty.
Lex calls. Todd folds.
Lex calls because he has the patent on nutty.
It was the best hand.
There goes the best hand.
This is probably true. At least from my end.
Todd's absolutely right. He did fold the best hand.
9 tray 5.
Easy game.
Don't shoot. Lex hated his hand so much he folded out of turn.
And now the cannon's back on the plus side.
We'll call the... What were you going to bet for the stats purposes?
Yeah, you're going to mess up the stats people.
For stats purposes, you were going to bet...
400.
Put an asterisk next to that aggro factor.
Oh, the self-proclaimed nerd also does comedy. But will Aaron go on a roll and become the most profitable loose cannon? He continues his journey when we come back. Welcome back, and when we left you, we were talking stats, so here's a fun one from the big game team. Joe?
I really like this one. Look at this. In a six-handed poker game, Scott Siever has won 25% of all the hands. In the anti-Siever, Todd Brunson has won the least amount of hands, but as we recall, is still showing a nice profit. Everyone else who have played all the hands are pretty close in terms of quantity. Remember, Tony G left the game, and Lex started about 40 hands into this session.
Well, Daniel Negreanu is on the straddle, so the action begins with Scott Siever, 10-5 suited.
Oh, Scott Siever, what are you cooking up over there?
That would be a raise to 2,100.
2,100, huh?
Todd's out. Ace-Queen on the button for the loose cannon. A 3-bet to 5,200.
Another fearless re-raise from the loose cannon.
Lex out. Vanessa's done. So's Daniel.
I wouldn't expect Scott to fold here. He thinks he has an edge in this game. He probably thinks he can outplay the amateur after the flop.
Scott over the top to 17-2.
Scott raised under the gun, repping strength. He's continuing to act strong.
Gambling time, right?
Is it?
No gamble, no future.
Now, for the loose cannon, you have to remember you're not likely to hit the flop, so you can't just call and then give up. This is a big bet to call after being 4-bet with just ace-queen.
There's the call.
Wow-wee-wah. This is so fun. That's what I love about this game. Anytime loose cannon's in, it's just fun.
That's where the bomb should go off.
The flop. King 8 tray, 2 hearts.
Seaver's flopped a great board to semi-bluff with his flush draw. We could very well see a bomb here.
How much do you have? Do you have, like, big chips behind or anything? I just can't really
No, I
see
don't.
well from this far away. It's like, do you have, like, 75?
Scott's trying to see what size bet will tell Aaron he's pot committed.
Seaver bets 40,000.
This is for almost half the loose cannon stack. Scott knows he can win it here with a bet, and if not, he probably has outs to the flush. Jensen is ahead in the hand, but he's not the favorite.
Oh, man, I was hoping you'd freaking move all in on him.
Scott takes down a big pot with pure aggression.
Huh? What'd you have, Scott?
You'll see.
No, never mind.
You know I had it.
I'm sure Aaron would like to believe he had it.
You didn't have it, huh? I was hoping you had it.
Oh, thank you.
I was rooting for you, Aaron.
Everyone was rooting for Aaron except for Scott. These guys like the loose cannons, and they hate Scott having a lot of chips.
Action begins on the loose cannon, who just lost more than 10% of his stack on that hand. He folds.
Still in good spirits, though.
Lex suited. Raised to 1,500. Vanessa, ace deuce. Takes this one off.
Daniel attempted a sleeper straddle, but since action wasn't folded to him, it was not a live straddle.
Daniel did call. Scott, queen jack. He's in. So's Todd.
With all the action in front of him and in at a discount, Todd wants to see a flop.
Which is 4-6 jack, 2 diamonds. Scott checks. Todd checks.
Both Todd and Scott have checked their pairs. Scott is the best hand.
Lex fires 4,300 with middle pair.
With 2 checks in front of him, Lex may think his hand is best.
Daniel folds.
Meanwhile, Scott's pretty sure he has the best hand. Top pair, decent kicker.
And Scott calls. Todd's out.
Lex probably got a lot less sure.
Field cut in half as we head to the turn, which is a deuce of hearts. Seaver checks.
If anyone had an open-ended straight draw, the 2 would have completed it. Lex can either bet his pair or check behind for pot control.
There's the check. The river, the 10 of clubs.
From the way Lex played it, Scott should feel it's safe to make a value bet. Lex has the exact kind of hand to pay off the right size value bet.
There's a bet of 20,000.
Scott hasn't gone for the perfect size value bet. He's gone for the confusing size instead. He's overbet the pot. Scott's given Lex bad odds to call, which makes this look like a bluff. By making it look like a bluff, Scott makes it more likely that Lex will try to catch him with exactly the kind of hand he's got. Lex is definitely confused by the bet and possibly even a little irritated. Pretty sure that when Scott stays this motionless, even his organs shut down.
Lex calls. And Scott shows the win.
Good bets.
That's going to leave a mark. I meant on Lex, not Scott.
The mark of a very deceptive value bet.
And Scott scoops up another healthy pot.
It's pretty worse spots.
Scott Seaver is hitting some hands, but he's also playing fast, slow, and great, impossible to predict poker, all to the tune of $250,000 profit.
We're also keeping our eye on the loose cannon, who's now stuck over 15 grand.
Aaron, this is the first time this week that you're down below 100K. How are you feeling?
Fine.
You're still feeling fine?
Absolutely.
Time to gamble, my friend.
Still a lot of hands left, right?
Scott, this game is pretty easy, huh?
I mean, I'm catching some good cards. It's going well.
Good joke.
That's it, guys. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game.
If you want to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, simply log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rhodes. See you tomorrow night.
Vanessa now understands the sleeper straddle.
She gets it finally. Yeah.
Someone took me, what, three shows to get it?
3 shows,
It's awesome. It's really good. It's going to make me look awesome. So bright.
She limped and was like, hey, wait, what happened? It's got me folding now.
That's going to be the end.
Oh.
The preceding program was sponsored by PokerStars.net.